On this episode of Bougie Barbecue with Bridgie, I'm going to show you how to make the easiest, low-maintenance, beginner-friendly Dino beef ribs that are not only going to come out delicious, but extremely juicy, fall-off-the-bone goodness. Let's do it! If you have yet to master fire management or just have no idea where to start, this method is for you. It's called the snake method. What exactly is the snake method when it comes to barbecue? This is a method where you run a long ring of unlit charcoal along your smoker, preferably a kettle smoker. Once you're done, it'll be in the form of a snake or a C shape. Once the charcoal is lit, it's a falling domino effect. So with that, your fire will have a consistent temperature. This requires the method to be performed perfectly. Too much space between the lined charcoal might give you inconsistent temperatures and your fire might go out. Another key factor when it comes to a constant temperature are the vents on your smoker. This method needs proper airflow to make sure that the fire stays lit. My goal starting temperature is going to be 250 degrees. To make sure I reach that temperature, I'm doing a triple stack as seen here. But I know my beef ribs are going to stall, so I'm actually going to stop right here. From past cooks, I know my fire is going to reach right here at hour 4. So to help my beef ribs go through the stall, I'm going to bump the temperature up to 275 degrees. In order for my fire to be able to go up to 275 degrees, I'm adding another row of charcoal. Now one more step to our snake method. It's time to add some wood because we all know to get that real smoke flavor, we're going to need some wood. Today I'm using Oklahoma Joe's hickory wood chunks. I'm going to align them from smallest to greatest. Remember, we want a consistent temperature of 250 degrees to 275 degrees. Now that we're done adding wood, it's time to light our fire. Properly started, you're going to add a couple of pre-lit charcoals right at the beginning of your ring. Adjust as needed and allow your fire to breathe with the lid open. As our fire is doing its thing, we can go ahead and prep our ribs. Here I have a beautiful rack of prime dino ribs, and I'm just going to give y'all a quick look of the marbling. It's honestly beautiful and I can't wait to throw it on the smoker. I'm a sucker for smoked beef ribs, but my only pet peeve with this specific cut is the silver skin. But before I touch on that subject, if you want the fall off the bone experience, I recommend scoring the membrane. Do not remove it or it will completely fall off the bone during the cook. When it comes to smoked beef, fat is okay, but with this specific cut, it usually comes with a thick silver skin. And in order for you to find that pesky thick silver skin, you have to remove majority of the fat. Some silver skin is definitely okay to leave on, but with a thick silver skin that comes on dino ribs, it is not a good bite. But we also don't want to cut too much meat off. So gently insert your knife right underneath the silver skin and gently trim it off. Once all the silver skin is removed, it's time to season. Today I'm using my favorite rub when it comes to beef. It's Oklahoma Joe's Texas rub. I'm telling you guys, it is so good on beef. So don't sleep on it. Get your very own bottle on their website. I mean it. And before I forget, do not throw away your beef fat. Put it to the side. I'm going to show you what to do with it a little bit later. Also, make sure you lather that seasoning on. These beef ribs can handle it, don't worry. And as always, do not rub your seasonings in, we pat them in. Our ribs are officially good to go and my fire is lit, so it's time to throw them on the smoker. Let's do it. We're going to turn all that beef fat into beef tallow, so you will need a cast iron pan. Place it close to the fire and add your fat. And that's it. Super easy and a lot cheaper than buying a jar of it. Now it's time to add our ribs. You can't tell me those don't look pretty already. Now how you place your ribs is extremely important. You're going to place the thickest side of the rib facing the fire. Don't worry if it's hovering over your snake method. We're going to adjust them a little later on into the cook. And that's it, our ribs are ready to go. I told y'all, super easy, low maintenance cook. We're going low and slow at 250 degrees for 4 hours. Don't forget to open the bottom vent and adjust the chimney once you reach 250 degrees. Okay guys, I'm officially 4 hours in. Didn't I tell y'all that the fire was going to be at this point of the snake method 4 hours in? I was right on the money. With some heat resistant gloves, I'm going to carefully remove the rendered fat. And now it's time to move our ribs. You always want the thickest part facing the fire. So you want to carefully and safely move your ribs. Before I close the lid, I'm going to moisten up my bark. It's looking a little dry, My Spritz mixture is super simple, a 1-to-1 ratio of water to that W sauce. If you don't have a spray bottle or don't like spritzing, you can also mop or even add a water pan in between your snake method. As long as that bark is moist, that's all that matters. I'm gonna wrap this up and close the lid because I don't want to lose too much heat. I'm gonna let the snake method do its thing and check in on it in a couple hours. Alright guys, it's been a long cook, but we're officially 7.5 hours in. It's officially time to probe. This is just my recommendation whether you are a pro or you're just getting started. Don't focus on the numbers. Listen to your meat. These ribs feel pretty good, but they're not as tender as I want them to be. And as you can see, they are probing at 193. My meat is literally probe tender. That means no resistance is usually when I pull off to rest. So I let them cook for another 30 minutes and I'm telling you guys, it was 100% worth it. Is 8 hours a long time to cook? Absolutely, but this charcoal did all the work for me. My meat looks and feels so beautiful. Let's talk about how to properly rest our beef ribs. Adding that rendered fat, aka beef tallow, back onto my ribs. I recommend using Oklahoma Joe's peach butcher paper versus foil, and here's why. Foil, even when resting, is gonna steam your meat and you're gonna lose majority of your bark. Butcher paper is gonna allow your meat to breathe and rest properly, giving it time to redistribute all the juices throughout the meat, which is what we want. Now let's talk about rest time. I recommend allowing it to rest for at least 1 hour or until it drops to an internal temp of 150 degrees. Once your ribs are properly rested, it's time for the best part. It's time to slice into them. And I'm telling you guys, they look amazing. So happy with this cook. Bark is still intact, they smell amazing, and they're ready to get sliced into. My knife literally went into it like butter. I felt like I was cutting a cake, not a beef rib, and I'm gonna let the meat speak for itself. You want to be able to see the moisture within the meat. You don't want it dripping out. It is because you don't want to lose moisture within the meat. You want that moisture to stay in the meat so you get a nice velvety bite each time. But I do want to show y'all exactly how juicy these ribs are, so I will sacrifice one rib. But the second I started slicing into this part of the rack, I literally felt the meat coming off the bones, which I knew was bound to happen because I scored the membrane, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to apply some light pressure so you can see exactly how juicy these ribs are. Well, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and save this recipe